Time for the Friday edition of the No1 podcast. I am your host, Coach Jake. So Jesse P, real estate and fitness. Awesome. I love the content. Dude, Jesse, thanks, bro. Appreciate that, man. Just talking about business, talking about grappling, talking about being number one. It's backwards for you guys. It's forward for you guys. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing good on this Friday. What is up, man? Give me a roll call. Where's everybody at? I am in Denver right now. Got a crazy weekend. This weekend, we are going to be in Aurora. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with Denver, but I'm doing a camp. Our first American scientific wrestling affiliate, Vicious Vern Earwood, Coach Vern. He's got a badass Evergreen. What's up? You're in Evergreen? You got to come down, man. If you're Evergreen, Colorado. We're doing a 2-day camp, and it's free. It's free, man. Normally charge $400 for the 2-day camp. Come on down. We're celebrating Coach Vern's new facility. It is amazing, truly amazing. Hope to see you guys down there. Where's everybody else coming from, man? I got Evergreen in the house. Denver is here. That's me. All kinds of people. Grimy Grenland, what's up, dude? Okay. So let's get to partnerships. Jesse, you're in Chicago. Cool, man. Chi-Town. It's beautiful in the summertime. I do not like it in the wintertime, but happy to see all you guys here today. Let's talk about partnerships, all kinds of partnerships, right? So, I'm talking in terms of business partnerships, right? Like I have business partners, people that I've partnered in my various business dealings. I started a reverse mortgage consultancy years ago. This was 2006, called RM Insight. What's up, Manny? Let's give him a screen share. What is up? All is good, bro. Hope you're good, doing good out there, bro. Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope to see you soon. So I had partners for this real estate or for this reverse mortgage consultancy I started. Did I ever tell you how I did that? I was working for the largest reverse mortgage originator at the time. Okay, the name of the company, they're bigger now. I think like Wells Fargo and these other guys produce more, but back then this was the company to work for in this space. Daga the wrestler, Hector, what is up? So it was called Financial Freedom. I think they're still around. And I was working and I had this boss and he was constantly asking me for market share data. He was the head of the metrics department. I was in charge of analytics. And so he was constantly like, man, I need market share. And I'm like, dude, these are all privately held because at that time, reverse mortgages were relatively new. I was like, dude, unless you give me like a corporate espionage budget and like I go hire some spies, and I can't do it because, there's not like a 10K, which is a document that's filed for a publicly traded company where you can find out what kind of revenues they're doing, that kind of stuff. Well, I couldn't find that out. So, he kept bugging me about this every Friday in our Friday meeting. He'd be hit. I need you to solve this problem. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So I solved it. I had a stroke of genius where I think most inspiration these days comes from King of Catch San Diego. What's up, Luis? Good to see you, homeboy. So I had a flash of inspiration in the shower, came up with a way to do it, said to my boss, hey, man, I solved the problem. He was super stoked until I told him to solve the problem. He needed to quit. I needed to quit, and we needed to take one of our database guys with us. He was like, what? And I figured out this whole way of basically doing a what's known as a blind database where all the competitors share their data, although they're protected from each other with non-disclosure agreements. And you could send out reports on things like market share and whatnot. So you could share data, but you're blind to your competition. Anyway, so I partnered with one of my bosses, started that company. I think it does maybe almost 10 million a year, something like that. Now I'm not sure. I sold out of it. So those guys aren't my partners anymore. They're friends, but I'm not business partners. Here's a great one. My wife. Of course, we're partners because we're married. However, we're also business partners. I help her with her software company, right? So Vicious Vern is my partner when we're doing this camp this weekend. By the way, if you want to come to that, hit me up. It's free, man. You're crazy to miss this opportunity. It's usually, like I said, $400 to get this training. Just telling you, I know it's last minute. There's still time. But DM me if you want to come. Anyway, Vicious Vern is my partner because he signed up as an affiliate with Scientific Wrestling. So, what does that mean? And so this is the thing that's interesting to me about marriage. Everybody in normal parlance calls wedding a partnership, a marriage a partnership. Well, we got Manny saying something. I'll be doing business again with you soon, Coach. You'll hear from me inside of 2 months. Well, let's go, dude. Go over to coachandcatch.com, Manny. That has all of our our schedule. Although our Orlando, this is important for you guys. All you guys registered for Coach and Catch. Orlando had that date, November 12th and 13th. We've moved locations. We're going to Charlotte. Okay. So we're not going to be in Orlando. I'm securing another Orlando spot, but it won't be on that date. So November 2nd and 12th and 13th, we're going to be in North Carolina, in Charlotte. Okay. Ryan Hoover's gym is hosting us. It's going to be amazing. So yeah, anyway, partnerships. So this is the thing that's so stupid to me about all the gay marriage stuff that was like 10 years ago, big deal. It's a partnership, man. When you enter into a partnership, when you enter into a contract with somebody, an agreement with somebody. Now, mind you, all business, all growth, all empires are built off of agreements. Okay? So you have to agree. You have to be agreeable, and you have to have an agreement. If you don't have an agreement, that's when third parties like attorneys and the government and all that get involved to arbitrate the dispute. So that's the thing that was always weird. It's like, all right, we even hear marriage is a contract. Well, then why is the government involved up front? Why does there have to be a marriage license? Well, if you look into the history of marriage licenses, they all started with racism. It's very fascinating. You could Google the history of marriage licenses. It's totally a shameful chapter in American history. But so marriage is just like a business partnership. Okay. So I want you guys to understand this. I've been married 16 years now with my wife, 17. We got 3 kids. We run a business together. We are constantly together. I love my wife dearly. Had ups and downs, just like every other kind of partnership. But man, we are stronger than ever. I love her so much. She's been so great to me and so helpful. And I hope that I've done the same for her. So, this is the key. Whether you are entering into a business partnership or you are entering into a life partnership with a person of the same gender, another gender, whatever your deal is, okay? If you get married to somebody or you enter into it, you have to do your due diligence. Now, this is actually where I think a lot of people are more successful in terms of doing business partnerships than doing life partnerships, right? Because hopefully, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if you do a business partnership and then, then get romantic afterwards or whatever. I mean, I don't know about that kind of thing. But what I'm talking about is that, with a business partnership, you don't have the whole sexual aspect or the romantic aspect involved in that agreement, which makes it a little clearer, right? You can say, hey, here's the contract. This is the terms of the contract. And, I think we get a little messed up because not only is the state so deeply involved with marriage, religion's also really deeply involved with marriage. And I'm not down on religion. What I'm saying is that, the agreement, when two people agree to be a partner, and whether this is business or this is like a marriage, that agreement is between the two people. They need to know what the terms of the agreement are, and that everything is clear, and that they're, you know what I mean? So I think sometimes people, when you get married, they don't really they don't look at the terms of the agreement, right? So sometimes you look at it and you listen to the religious stuff like, oh, till death do us part, and for better and poor, and richer and poor, and better and worse, and all that kind of stuff. And that's great, okay? But maybe you should be like thinking about your marriage partner the way you would think about a business partner. Like, are you going to enter into a business? Because a business, like a family, needs to grow and thrive and be sustainable and be prosperous. A marriage or a family is the same way as a business in that regard. Okay. So, are you going to marry somebody who just has shit credit, or is like not disciplined, or is totally unethical, or any of that kind of stuff? You definitely are not going to do that unless you get suckered, like you get into some sort of business dealing with a con man, which has happened, and it happens to all of us, whether it's in a relationship or if it's in a business context, right? Oh, Manny's dropping some more here. He says, in the meantime, be well and prosper, my brother. And then he did some shout out here. American Tribe MMA, Chicago Dirty Boxing, Catch Wrestling. Well, let's get you back, dude. It's been like, man, I was living in Utah last I saw you. That was like over a decade ago. Wizard of Oz says, interesting take. It doesn't have to be a cookie cutter romance, a partnership built on support and clear expectations. Right. And so, I think that there's a lot to be learned in business partnerships that can be applied to marriages, like life partnerships or whatever you want to call it. So, are you going to marry? I mean, the problem is most people do. They don't vet the person that they're going to marry because they get too emotional, right? In business, and I do believe this as well as in marriage, but it's harder to avoid in marriage because there are other things like children, like romance, other family, like in-laws and things of that nature. But I believe, I have a mentor. I have many mentors, but one of my business mentors, you guys all know my wrestling mentors, right? Carl Gotch, Billy Robinson, Wade Chalice, Gene LaBelle, rest in peace, man, missing you, Uncle Gene. And some other guys, that have helped me along the way, maybe not as much. Dick Cardinal's on that list, but maybe some other guys too. Mark Schultz, I considered a mentor. I only worked with him for a couple of years, but just a great guy, really helped me out. Well, I have those mentors in business as well. And one of them is a guy named Brandon Dawson. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he says the only emotion that belongs in business is the emotion of celebration. And I really like that. The only emotion that belongs in business is the emotion of celebration. And I feel that is the same that goes with a partnership that's in marriage. Now, I'm not saying that I think that it's more likely to have other emotions, right? Because in-laws are going to die, or there's going to be family illnesses, or drama at home, maybe. So maybe there are going to be some other emotions, but you should really try to be not emotional. And I'm not against emotions. Emotions are going to happen. The way I look at emotions are reactions, right? But like what we do in athletics is we train our bodies and our minds reactions. That's what drilling does, right? So if you've ever done a sport or, done grappling or something like that, you drill. So it goes out of what, Daniel Kahneman, brilliant psychologist, won the Nobel Prize in economics. Great book, by the way, Thinking Fast, Thinking Slow. Thinking Fast, Thinking Slow. You got to check it out. But that's what training and drilling does, is it takes things out of the slow thinking, right? Because that's the kind of thinking you do when something's new and you're trying to figure things out. takes it out of the slow thinking and moves it into the fast thinking, the reactive thinking. So when somebody throws a ball, boom, you just catch it, right? Or somebody shoots a double and you sprawl. That's what training and practice does is control or train that reactive mind. And that's also what, so this is what we need to also do outside of the athletic sphere, right? Deliberate training. That's exact. I talk about this all the time, being deliberate and control. Now, this is the thing. People don't want to train. Okay. I mean, I see this all the time, dude. I am a big proponent of drilling. I mean, and I'm not the only one. Like, you can look at guys like Kerry Collat. You know who Kerry Collat is in wrestling? Google him or watch his YouTube. He's got a great YouTube channel. The guy believes in like drilling, not boring, monotonous, like a kind of drilling with liveness and true reaction, true balance, true timing, but drilling to train the mind so it reacts the right way. This is the same thing. If you're a shooter, right? If you not wrestling shooter, but like a firearms person, you got to do all this kind of stuff, right? So this comes also with the training in our lives. So this is really what I try to bring when I do business consulting, is how my athletic coaching has informed me on the business side. That you also have, let's talk about sales. Most people, if I say the word sales, they get freaked out or they have some bad reaction or something, okay? Well, that's a shit fucking reaction. That's shit, okay? Because sales is the lifeblood of an economy, of business. If you look at an income statement, like a profit and loss statement for a company, right? The simple profit equation, revenues minus expenses equals profits. What's the most important term there? Which is the most important term in that equation? Which variable? Revenues, expenses, or profits? I'd love to hear it. I know the answer. What is the most important one? It's the revenue. That's why it's the top line on an income statement. It's the income, sales. Okay? Everything else is dependent upon that. Sure, you could shrink expenses all the way to zero, but the profit equation is dependent upon the revenue and the income and the sales. Okay? And everybody gets freaked out about it, but you have to get good at sales, period. And to get good at sales, just like getting good at wrestling or at shooting or at basketball or soccer or tennis or badminton, is practice and quality practice. You have to practice. You have to do role play. You have to really know your material so you can react when there's objections. You can nail it and close it. Do you understand? This is super duper important. It's the most important thing. And look how we treat salespeople in our culture. Slamming doors on them. Take me off your list. I get it. Salespeople can be pushy, can be aggressive. Why don't you fucking nut up and be a little bit aggressive and maintain a positive attitude? Because these salespeople, they're being aggressive, but they're positive because they're trying to make shit happen, right? So my point here is that you have to train. You really have to practice. Oh, Manny, what did Manny say here? He says, you always had me, coach. I tune in as much as possible. I'm always learning from you. Now let me listen. Yeah, dude, Manny, I'm happy to see you, bro. I do want to get you back on the map, man, because you might want to check out our affiliate program. Talking about business, talking about partnerships, and talking about income and catch wrestling, scientific wrestling. Check out scientificwrestler.com. I'll throw it up here. This is just it's an unbelievable offer. I am very proud of what I put together in terms of having you, this is selfish right now, having you help me with my goal and have you make money doing it. If you're like me and you love grappling and you love catch as catch can, in particular, I've designed this for you to make money the way that I have for the last 20 years and for you to have impact in the exact same way that I've done it. You got to just read it. I'm not going to go into a whole pitch, but go to scientificwrestler.com. That has the whole spiel on there. Manny is back. What's up, dude? This is what I'm talking about. 2 months. Let's go, dude. Let's go. World domination, right? That's the goal. So for me, the mission was Scientific Wrestling, and why I want to partner with as many of you guys as possible. But again, I don't want to partner just like a marriage or anything. I don't want some loser freaking that can't execute, has no guts, has no freaking gusto, like wanting to go and aggressively go after things. That's the people that I want and I need on this mission. So my mission is for Scientific Wrestling to get every single man, woman, and child on earth. That's like over 8 billion people. 1 billion is 1,000 million, a million's 1,000 thousands, 1,000 people. To get every man, eight of those, every man, woman, and child on earth, improving their lives, their fitness, their sense of community and camaraderie, to get every man, woman, and child on earth involved and improving their lives with Scientific Wrestling, the sport of catch as catch can. Getting them involved is either a fan, an athlete, a coach, a promoter, or all of the above. Let's go. I need partners. I need go-getters. I've already got 4, man. We just launched this. Seriously, an incredible situation. I got 4 go-getters that are basically the colonels in my army. They're my partners. And I'd love to partner with you guys too. I mean, you have to understand, dude, Scientific Wrestling, man, it's the top of the food chain, bro. Telling you, I've done many phone calls, many of these. I want to partner with you. So anyway, I don't want to get too much into that, but I hope you guys get me on what I'm talking about partnerships, right? That they're crucial because you can't do everything on your own, especially like if you're having a family, dude. You ain't gonna create a family on your own, man. That's called Pornhub, bro. You ain't gonna make any babies with that. I hate to break it to you. Get your fucking head out your ass and your dick out your hand, and go and meet yourself a great partner and a woman that you can mutually support and you guys can love and you can build out a wonderful family, right? But you don't want to just. And I learned these lessons, dude. Like I'm an older dude. I'm like 49 this year, and I paid my dues. I made a lot of mistakes, chose a lot of wrong women to partner with, mostly because, I'm going to be honest, like I was just picking chicks for their looks, which is stupid, totally stupid. And thank God my wife didn't pick for looks, because otherwise I would have been out of the equation. But I did that forever. That was stupid. Now I'm lucky. My wife is absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, like objectively, maybe one of the most beautiful women on the planet. But I had dated all kinds of beautiful women. What made me want to partner with her was after dating all these incredibly gorgeous women and realizing what pieces of shit most of them were. And when I met her, this was like a good human being who was loving and like just did the right thing and was kind. And I was like, oh my God, this is the person that I need to marry. Now, this is how it needs to be, obviously, with all the romance and stuff taken out, with your business partnerships, right? I mean, even your mentors and stuff are really your partners in your success. And this, as one of the things that I really try to impress on people is the importance of coaching. So it's very interesting because I've been helping people with their businesses forever. I got my master's degree, my Master of Science degree in financial mathematics. Talk about fucking boring and very, very specific. Okay. I did that and it was hard. It was not easy. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'll show you some of the curriculum. You'll shit. It was so hard. Okay. But I got it. I earned my master's degree from the oldest private school in all of California, private university, Golden Gate University in San Francisco. And I did that. And this was back in 2002, even before I started scientific wrestling. Now, I'd been grappling my whole life, but I hadn't started the company. But I got my master's degree because I wanted to help businesses where I could back then. I didn't have the experience in entrepreneurship that I do now. And so what I could do is offer them a lot of help with mathematical modeling, risk management, that kind of stuff. That's what I did for a number of years, right? Until I learned just because you can do something and you're good at something doesn't necessarily mean it's your passion or your calling or what you want to do with your life. And financial math was not. Even though I got my master's, and that's a great thing, I don't do anything with it. I haven't done anything with it since I left corporate America in 2007. I have not done anything with it. Now it's all just, after 2007 was all entrepreneurship, right? And a big part of my entrepreneurship, I mean, I've done these other things, started these other companies, like I mentioned, the reverse mortgage consultancy, helped grow my wife's company, like huge. And then consulting. But what's interesting is consulting, what I used to do, has now become called coaching. And I welcome it. I think it's fantastic. In fact, I'm hoping to push and really be on the bleeding edge of it, because I believe nobody, when they're a little kid, says, oh, hey, I want to be managed when I grow up. Hey, I want to have a boss. I want somebody to boss me around. Nobody fucking likes a boss. Nobody likes to be managed, and particularly micromanaged. But everybody wants to be coached. In fact, people pay a lot of money to be coached by a good coach, right? And the thing is what's different between a boss or a manager and a coach in your mind? Right? What would what is the difference? What would be the shift? Right? So for all you people that do have a day job, and I help people with jobs that have jobs. I had a client just write me a really great testimonial, Ben Spears. I've been working with him for about 9 months or so, eight or 9 months. In that time period, we doubled his income and got him a book written. Both. So not only doubled his day job income, I showed him how, helped him with that. I mean, he had to do the work. That I'm the coach, I'm not the athlete. So he's the one winning the awards, but I'm the one giving him the shortcuts and helping him get from A to B. And we also wrote a book. And it's very cool, by the way. I'm very excited because his book, I want to get to this comment real quick. Jesse P, Real Estate and Fitness. This is great. I did not expect this great info. Thanks, dude. I mean, this is like just nerd time for me, where I get to just talk about whatever the fuck I like. And that's basically grappling in business. So I appreciate you and thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you some more here, Jesse. But I'm really excited about his book. Not only did I double his income, but in that time I helped him get his book done and ready for publishing. He's got 4 kids. So do you know what that does for me as a human being to help him double his income? Do you know what that's going to do for his wife and his 4 kids? Well, his youngest kid has Down syndrome, right? And that was a real burden on his family, on him, emotionally, financially, all that kind of stuff. Well, we started working on it. We're like, dude, let's flip this upside down, man. Let's fix it to where it's a positive. So we wrote a book where he's advocating and he's going to start helping other parents that learn that they have a Down syndrome child navigate those waters, because he wishes there was somebody to help him with that. He said that was like, I would have given everything I had, because he was so emotionally distraught over learning that his youngest had Down syndrome, right? So anyway, fantastic. Another client of mine, Michael, said that and these testimonials both happened in the same week. It's like, dude, I worked with you like 4 times and you more than doubled my income, right? And that's what I try to do with wrestling too. The number one feedback that we get is like, holy shit, after one weekend, I'm going back to my old gym and beating all the guys that used to give me a hard time that I couldn't beat. And the number 2 feedback is just that their mind is freaking blown because it's a completely different paradigm. You have to understand the catch as catch can way is completely different than what is generally taught now. The way to approach grappling in general, like the average way, what we do is not average. It's definitely not average. Definitely outside the box. But anyway, if you guys want to get involved, I do got to bail here pretty quick. I'm sorry about this. I've got a big night. It's been a crazy freaking day, man. I have pumped through a bunch of shit with partners, by the way. So let me just rattle some of this off. Had to work on getting a new partner because the Orlando facility where we were going to do coachingcatch.com, the Scientific Wrestling Accelerator Camp out in Florida, that facility is being sold. So we had to find another one. So I had to talk to this new partner, got an introduction by another partner of mine, Dave Patrone, right? Catch Cradle King fame, who is also a partner of mine in Scientific Wrestling. He's an assistant coach on his way, very close to being a full coach. You got to check out his stuff. He's doing incredible, super innovative. I'm like big fan, doing everything I can to get his stuff out there because it's very much in alignment with scientific wrestling, like very much what we are about. Okay. And he's really taking his own thing and I love it. Great partner there. New partner with the guys in Charlotte. Had another conversation, super duper excited, so with the partnership deal that I'm doing with Scientific Wrestler, the affiliate gym program that I'm doing, you're going to partner with me. You get 2 tuitions in full for the only grappling curriculum co-designed by Billy Robinson, the only one. Okay. You get 2. That's a $5,000 each. That's a $10,000 value. But the other one that I'm talking about right now is the Mace Bell certification. Okay. And it's not just a mace. It's actually all the stuff that I learned from Carl Gotch. So all the body weight exercises plus the mace stuff. And it's going to be me and Rick Brown, who is my first student. He's partnering with me on this. He's the world's #1 mace trainer. He's traveled everywhere, more than anybody spreading the mace, even me. He was my first student. And honestly, I never really thought the mace would take off like it did. And I focused on the wrestling, right? And I just had the mace for my own sense of wanting to do what Carl was doing. I really loved the idea of it for the grip and some other things having to do with wrestling, but it got much bigger than wrestling. Anyway, we are doing a mace certification. We're going to do it in California. We're looking at doing one in Florida as well. And not only are Rick and I partnering, okay, we partnered with addicts, maces. Every person that registers is not only going to be certified by the guy who invented it and launched the entire mace fitness movement, you're going to also be certified by the world's #1 coach in Rick Brown. And then plus on top of that, you get your very own addicts mace, which is very cool in the design. So the guy behind it, Don, is a friend of mine now. I met him when I was out vacationing in Key Biscayne with my wife in the Keys, the Florida Keys. He came out. We had a great meeting. He's a partner now because now that mace that Don has is amazing. First of all, it has a very good length handle, which I like. I'm a stickler on that. Most of them have, in my opinion, too short of a handle. Pretty much all of them. It has the right size mace, but it's modular, right? So you can buy weights and add or take weight off depending on who you are and what your workout is. Everybody's going to get one of those, okay? But so this is where synergy happens, right? Another partner of mine out in Phoenix, Gil, all of us, another assistant coach under Scientific Wrestling, very close to his full coach. I partner with him. That guy is like blowing up with the Arizona Catch Wrestling Championship, sanctioned by the King of Catch Wrestling, which is the rule set co-developed. He's an affiliate also, so he gets rights. Not so he gets all the coaching catch stuff. He gets the Mace cert. He gets resale rights to sell everything that I've ever sold, and all the partnerships that I've had with Wade Chalice and Josh Barnett, Billy Robinson, Carl Gotch, Dick Cardinal, all those tapes, they get to resell that. But he also gets, and you do too, if you become my partner, because this is how I'm going to reach my goal, is by helping you. It's a partnership. It's a win-win situation. So he's been running King of Catch tournaments down in Arizona like a madman, doing a killer job, really giving a lot of guys the opportunity to test their mettle against what I think are the hardest rule set in the world. By the way, a rule set, again, exclusive partnership between me and Carl Gotch. Like I have the exclusive partnership with me and Billy Robinson. Okay. The only rule set co-developed by Carl Gotch for catch wrestling. Dude, just you can't, I mean, unbelievable. Anyway, I love you guys. I do got to run. I've got a business partner, actually two guys that are friends of mine, but also help me on my business, the No1 coaching stuff, which is, business development, sales training. Really what we do is we blow up revenues. We explode revenues. We turn sales managers into powerful coaches. This is, again, why I was kind of going off on the coach thing. We change them from managers into coaches. And we just demolish employee disengagement. Most people are not engaged. Luis out there, King of Catch San Diego, best rule set. It is a challenging rule set, dude. It's a very, very tough grappling rule set. So, if you're like a hiker or something, this is like Everest or scaling a 14er or something. Dude, wrestling under these rules is very serious. And there's no sandbagging because there's no levels. So I would not enter it. It's usually advanced guys. Like I think we had some of the guys, we had a lot of guys come out to Gil's event from Legion. We had a lot of Chad George's guys come down to San Diego, like UFC fighters. Like, I mean, it was like unbelievable, right? So anyway, I would love to see you guys as a partner. And but the thing is everybody's got to be a good partner. You've got to vet them, make sure that they're a good person, that they live up to their agreements, that they deliver, all that kind of stuff, right? Whether it's a romantic partnership, a business partnership, whatever. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. I really do got to run because I got to take my kids, got a belt test tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I am like running ragged. And I was hoping to get a nap before this party, but I don't think it's going to happen. So yeah, guys. And you know what? You know what's the most important? I'm going to drop this bomb at the end, and all the people that fucking tuned out are going to miss this. You know what's the most important partnership that you have? The most important partner that you need to live up to the agreements to is yourself. Is yourself. Because here's the thing. You could have a partner. You could have a wife. You could have a business partner. You could have a buddy, a friend, all this, right? You could lie to them. You could scam them, cheat, all kinds of bullshit, right? And not get caught. Happens all the time. But let me ask you something. It happens all the time. And so it may have happened to you. When somebody has done that to you, especially somebody that's close to you, do you hold them in high regard? Do you hold them in high esteem? Do you think that they're a great, great human being? Right? No, you don't. Well, guess what? It's worse if you do that to yourself. If you don't live up to your agreements to yourself, if you puss out. Because I don't know if Santa Claus is watching everything we do, or if God or Jesus, baby Jesus, or Muhammad or Buddha or something. I have no idea. Okay. I'm agnostic about all that. I don't know. But what I do know is that you're watching. When you go and cheat on your diet, or you like sit and play fucking dumbass video games all day instead of go out and hustle and earn some money for your kids, or some legacy, or some intergenerational wealth. Let's be real here. Your partnership with yourself is the most important because all respect, all esteem is earned. And this is the same for self-respect and the same for self-esteem. I'm not saying you're perfect. Think about this. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. I've made mistakes. I made stupid, awful mistakes. I shared a bunch of them on here, some of the people I was dating. But the way you're going to make, how does somebody who makes a mistake that get back respect? Because they own up to it. They make it right. They never do it again. They learn. They make amends. This is what you need to do with yourself too. All the ways you've let yourself down, right? But this is also why people partner with a coach. Accountability. It's a huge part of coaching. These people would not get the things done if I wasn't on them about it and pressuring them like a salesperson. But guess what? I'm selling them on their own goals and pushing them and closing the deal. Does this make sense? All right, I'm off my fucking high horse. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will catch you guys on Monday. I hope you guys have a good time. If I can help you, DM me. Okay, you can DM me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, where all the LinkedIn, all the places I'm broadcasting right now. You can hit me up. You can email me, training@Scientific Wrestling, training@No1 Coaching, jake.shannon@gmail.com, jakes@grantcardoneteam.com. Hit me up, dude. Come on. Like, you can replay, rewind, all that stuff. All right. Jesse P. Real Estate and Fitness. Totally. Thank you. I'm glad I stayed for the whole thing. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate that. Let people know. Please let people know, if this helped you. The great thing is you could share this because it's recorded, right? So I'm up on YouTube. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on 2 different YouTube pages. I'm on 2 different Facebook pages. The total reach of this show, now, however many actually tune in, I think I probably get, it depends on the day, somewhere between 10 and 20 viewers every day because I just randomly do it live. I don't have a set time. But the exposure is over 100,000 across all the different platforms that I broadcast to. There's over 100,000 followers there. So anyway, please share it if it did help. I really appreciate you tuning in. And yeah, like if I could just help you outside of it, you could go to scientificwrestler.com, coachingcatch.com, No1coaching.com. They all have like a little green button. You click it. It's a Calendly link. I'll spend 15 minutes with you helping you on whatever problem you have. Okay? Just 100% free. I can do that right now, but I guarantee you my schedule is getting to where that is not going to be available and you're going to be dealing with an assistant. So I would say if you're going to do it, now's the time. Okay? So appreciate you guys. Have a killer weekend, and I will talk to you on Monday. Peace out.